Hello everyone, I am the Golden Scouta, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Super Episode 131 review, the last episode of Dragon Ball Super. I'm a bit late to this review, I know, I got busy on Sunday and then I procrastinated it. Better late than never, I suppose. It gave me a chance to sleep on it, so I can just present my points without really being too heated. So this final episode was entertaining. It had great character moments, but it also ended the series in a very predictably bad way, in my honest opinion. I originally had a very knee-jerk, bitter distaste reaction to this episode upon my first viewing, but after sleeping on it, watching it again, and having productive discussions about it, I saw that this episode wasn't as terrible as I originally thought it was. But also, I don't think it was great or even that good, and my opinions haven't changed about the ending. My problems with it are still the same, but I will give credit where credit is due. The fight itself was really entertaining, and honestly, I thought it was better overall than the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku vs. Jiren fight. Frieza's taunting interactions with Jiren were great, but the amount of time it took for him to charge up a death beam to knock out Jiren was the classic, oh my god, just knock him off before he powers up, and he powered up. At this point when Jiren powered up, is when it became implausible for number 17, Frieza, or Goku to be able to even fight with him. Super manages to always cram in that crappy power scaling that they're notorious for. I heard a lot of people say that this fight felt rushed, but I didn't see it as rushed. This tournament has been going at a snail's pace, and I have been ready for this thing to end since probably around episode 117 or 118. The second half, though, did feel incredibly rushed. Number 17 winning was a great touch to subverting our expectations, and yeah, it's a pretty good time to be a fan of 17. The only thing which kinda rubbed me the wrong way was how this whole tournament was on a time limit. We got to the final seconds, and the timer didn't even run out. This is how I would have done it. Have Frieza and Goku do their team up like they did, try and drag down Jiren into the abyss, and the second they hit the boundary line, the tournament times out, and number 17 wins based on eliminations alone. I thought it would have brought this whole thing of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, if they would have just made it to where it cuts to commercial break after number 17 and Jiren tie, and then it's revealed that 17 just has the most eliminations and he wins based on that. I thought that that would have been a better way to execute it, but I was excited with number 17 winning, don't get me wrong. I just thought it could have been handled better. I am pretty glad though that Frieza was utilized into being a key player to win this thing. I just didn't think we would have to wait 35 plus episodes to get his big payoff moment. I really don't like the idea of Frieza being a good guy, but I also don't have a problem with him and Goku teaming up in this tournament, just isolated here. Because after all, they're fighting not to be erased. And teamwork has been emphasized to really matter in this tournament, so I'm glad that they actually utilized teamwork in taking down Jiren. So, onto what bothered me the most, and yeah, I know it was predictable, but it doesn't make it any less of a bad ending to me. Just like that, all the universes are brought back and we have yet another very anticlimactic ending to a super arc. Which, by the way, every super arc ending is very anticlimactic. And I know Dragon Ball is known for their happy endings to arcs, but this ending was just overly happy. It wasn't enough of a happy ending for Universe 7 surviving, and maybe Universe 6 being restored. They had to make it into a Disney Barney ending by the tournament having absolutely no consequences. And onto another stupid thing. Zeno trying to test the mortals. You're telling me that the toddler who erases entire universes merely for annoying him is going to try and morally test people? How can anyone look at this and not think it is beyond stupid? But I do have something mildly positive to say, about Jiren nonetheless. I never thought I would say this, but I don't hate Jiren anymore. I think his character was slightly redeemed with him apologizing to Universe 7 and his teammates for being such an asshole. I still don't think he is a good character in the slightest. In fact, I do agree with Hell Zeon that he is the worst major antagonist in the Dragon Ball franchise, not counting the movies, of course. Moving on to Whis. Whis can revive people, making the Dragon Balls completely obsolete. This is going to be a problem in the future if Whis or any angel is involved in any future arc, with the ability to instantly revive people. The only thing I could think of is to put a limit onto how many people Whis can revive and how often he can do it. And this brings up another question. If Whis can turn back time, instant birth Bra, and revive people, does he have the power to wake people up? I also have a hard time believing Whis can do so much, but doesn't have the power to wake a mortal up. That mortal being Majin Buu, of course. And also, don't get me started about how Whis having the ability to revive people makes rewatches of certain episodes kind of hinder down. Like the whole hit killing Goku. If Goku died, Whis could have just brought him back to life, so yeah, rewatching that, there's no tension there. But on to the last thing I want to address. Mastered Ultra Instinct. I don't get how Goku mastered something and then somehow unmastered it. I know the reason for this, and it's because they don't want Goku to be too OP if Super does come back. But it is still crappy writing that rivals the retcon of Mastered Super Saiyan no longer being a thing once the Universe 6 tournament comes around. And so, for my overall rating for this episode and the ending, I will give the episode a 2.5 out of 5, and the ending a 1.5 out of 5. The first half of this episode kept me pretty entertained, but the second half of the episode felt super rushed, and possibly the worst ending out of any anime arc I have ever seen. This entire tournament could have been a dream, and I'm pretty sure I would have had a similar reaction. I am just so happy Dragon Ball Super is over. And before anyone asks, no, I'm not really crossing my fingers that the movie coming out in December is going to be anything good. It might look good, might be entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be that great writing-wise. So, next week, and the next week, and the week after that, no more Dragon Ball Super! It's finally done! I am free from this show, and all of the morons who say stupid stuff like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And to those who parrot that line, I say, if you have a problem with my reviews, or any other critics' reviews, why did you watch them or click on them in the first place? If you don't like it, don't watch. Practice what you preach. And so, that has been my review of Dragon Ball Super Episode 131. So what's the future of this channel, you might be asking? Well, on April 11th, an anime called Steins Gate Zero will start airing, and I'm going to be reviewing that anime episodically. And I'm going to be catching up with My Hero Academia, and do an occasional video on that series as well. But don't you worry, Dragon Ball fans, I'm still going to be doing Dragon Ball videos here and there. I still got my Power Level series to complete, and I'm going to be eventually reviewing the entire Dragon Ball series, arc by arc. Plus, I'll also be doing Dragon Ball topics on the Golden Podcast here and there as well. But on that note, thank you everyone who has been supporting this channel, and I will see you in future videos. Have a great day, guys.